Yeah.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. My question is to the Minister for Education. In asking this question, Minister, I think it's important to acknowledge that your government did the right thing for the right reasons in initiating this inquiry. What we want to understand is why the secrecy thereafter. Professors Smallbone and McCormack's full report of the inquiry, which was only released through RTI and tabled by the Greens in here yesterday, points to a culture of cover-up in the Department of Education, historically and likely to this day. Do you agree it doesn't help that culture to decide to wait 5 months to release a cut-down version of this critical report and to decide to table it on the same day the national broadcaster obtained the full report through RTI? To change culture in any organisation requires leadership from the top. Minister, don't you agree your decisions as Minister for Education and Children around this inquiry report regrettably reinforce the culture of cover-up in education?
Yeah. Honourable Minister for Education.
Here.
Direct to the Commission.
Thank you, Mr Speaker, and I thank the honourable member for her question, and I reject any allegation or assertion that the government has acted improperly with regards to the handling of the investigation and indeed the outcomes. Mr Speaker, with regards to the report that is a matter of discussion, I want to be very clear. We have provided the full report to the Commission of Inquiry as we committed. I note their comments, and in line with what they've said, we've sought to look at what we can now release. Mr Speaker, as we have been clear that the government has received advice that there is a range of legal concerns and legal impediments relevant to the release of the full report, which is why we've taken the action that we have taken. Mr Speaker, with regards to this inquiry was first announced by the former Minister Jeremy Rockcliffe on the 27th of August 2020. On the 23rd of November, the government announced the establishment of the Commission of Inquiry and stated that the agency's specific investigations currently underway will continue until the Commission of Inquiry is established. All information gathered will be rolled into the Commission of Inquiry. On the 2nd of December, the Attorney-General reiterated this in a media release. This was again restated on the 2nd of March 2021 when the Attorney-General advised the House that the important work already underway by Professor Stephen Smallbone and Tim McCormack in relation to the Department of Education and Ms Marie Norton in the Department of Health and the Tasmanian Health Service and other entities will all continue by being rolled into the Commission of Inquiry. Mr Speaker, on the 7th of June 2021, the report was received by the Department of Justice, and on the 14th of June 2021, it was provided in full to the Commission of Inquiry. Mr Speaker, we did what we committed publicly to do. Mr Speaker, when the government received the report, it was provided, as I said, to the Commission of Inquiry. We also took advice on what could be released publicly at the time. The advice of the government was that the report should only be published by the Commission of Inquiry with legal impediments to the release of the report. Mr Speaker, the advice considered a range of issues, including the potential identification of victims, with many people contributing to the inquiry on a confidential basis, as well as consideration of Section 194K of the Evidence Act. Mr Speaker, the government accepted that advice, and concurrent to this, Mr Speaker, it was provided to the Department of Education in July, and the department took immediate action with the establishment of the Office of Safeguarding Children and Young People in August. Mr Speaker, I and the government take not only the outcomes of this report incredibly seriously, but we're ensuring that the handling of the very sensitive information contained in reports like this is handled appropriately.
That's why you redact.
Mr Speaker,
that's why it was redacted when it was
those that have been impacted by child sex abuse, their families, their loved ones, to feel confident to be able to come forward and know that their information will be protected appropriately, Mr Speaker. And this government not only has delivered on what we said we would in terms of providing that to the Commission of Inquiry in full on receipt of it, Mr Speaker, we have stood up within the Department of Education the Office of Safeguarding Children and Young People so that we can get on with delivering the outcomes.
Mr Speaker.